Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic 3D Blast. Today, we're taking on Gadget Zone, which is the second to last actual full zone of the game. Although there is a final zone that you get to go through if you collect all the emeralds, which we have done. Yeah, I'm just enjoying hanging out there on the fan. Alright, so this is a level where the enemies aren't so deadly, but the level itself is very deadly. There's a lot of these turrets around, and they're in bad placement, and, well, bad placement for Sonic. Great placement for Dr. Robotnik. And it's got a lot of these tubes that are reminiscent of the chemical plant zone. So this is the, I guess you could call it the chemical factory type zone of the game. It's not very long, but it is pretty deadly. So, like I said, there's the turrets. That little floor I walked over, we're going to see a lot of that floor later on. It's an electrical floor. If you stand on it for a second, it will spark up. So your best bet is to run across it really fast or to jump as you're on it. There it is right there. This enemy is the pufferfish. It just hangs out in the sky. You have to jump up to hit it. If it has its spikes out, you can't hit it because obviously it will do damage to you. And this little mouse here just kind of runs around, and if you get near him, he will try to attack you, but it's not very deadly at all. Nothing to be worried about. Lots of tubes and fans. Alright, these octopi act as kind of a little turret in their own right, but they're not as deadly as the actual turret because their rate of fire is incredibly slow. I will say that the theme for this level is pretty cool too. Well, the themes for a lot of the levels in this game are pretty cool. Also, by about this point in the game, you don't really need to be seeing Sonic or Tails or Knuckles anymore. And I actually haven't found them in these levels, but then again, by the time I get to this point, I'm not really searching for them because I've already gotten all the emeralds, so I'm not sure if they're here. If they are, they're pretty well hidden because I pretty much go to every corner. Anyway, the first act is fairly short. We're in our last set right now. I only need one more flicky to get on out of here. And he's right there. Now, there's a lot of the red and green flickies in this level, and that's kind of bad for Sonic in a lot of ways, because the red ones tend to jump away from back and forth, and they're hard to catch. And then the green ones, if they ever get away from you, they avoid you. Which I don't get. Anyway, that's it for Act 1. Like I said, fairly short. Oh, there is no Knuckles or Tails bonus. So yeah, there's no Knuckles or Tails in these levels. So if you don't have the emeralds by now, it's too late. But, like I said, by this time you've gotten so many chances to get them. It's ridiculous. As you can see, they like to place a lot of those enemy types near the turrets because you're almost guaranteed to, you know, get hit by them if you're not fast enough. But Sonic is fast as hell. And he's got no problems. That's my bird, there we go. Now, there's also a lot of rings in these levels, too, so if you want to pick up on some extra lives, this is a good place to do it. Now, you want to hit these alcoves, too, on your way down this hill. Otherwise, you have to go back to the top and do it over again. The only way you would know that, obviously, is doing this level before. Oh, shit. I missed the mouse, but that's okay, because I need to come down here anyway, so I gotta grab this pufferfish. There we go. So a little backtracking. It actually brings us back to the beginning of the level, but it's a very short section, so it doesn't matter. Now the Act 2 theme, I don't know if I like the Act 2 theme better than the Act 1 theme. I'm not really sure. A lot of the levels I do like the Act 2 better, but this one, I don't know. Well, they're both really cool in their own right, so that is just that. At least I'm not dragging two other buddies behind me, like Broken Game Boys is doing right now. That would be pretty rough. Alright, so we just saw some spikes. Pretty much just use the fans to get over them. You could try that, but you'll take some damage. It's easier to actually jump over them. You may have noticed that I just had a flicky shot off. During my gameplay, I actually didn't notice that, so guess what we're gonna have to do? if you guessed come back for him, you're right. Good job. Alright, so if you notice, the door shut behind me as I went through that tunnel, so we can't actually go back where we came from. The flickies float on the fans too, by the way. Alright, going back down that hill is a way to backtrack, which I'm about to do in just a minute. Pretty deadly wall here. There we go. Alright, it was right about here that I noticed... Ah, I'm missing one. So if you look at the counter down there, you see that it is a bird, so that means that I converted him. I just lost him. He was shot off back there. So we're gonna have to go back for him. I didn't see where he got shot off during my gameplay, so I was up here searching around. Luckily, though, this level section is also pretty short, so not too hard. There he is, just hanging out. See how he tries to run away from Sonic? Very naughty, you, Flicky. We don't do that. Sonic is a friend to all animals. Don't you know that? All birds are dumb. We all know this. Alright, and with the last green Flicky captured and put in the ring, we are done with Act 2, which means we are almost done with Gene Gadget Zone. We have a boss to fight, though. Now, I will say that the boss here is one of the first ones that actually gets kind of difficult. So, get ready for that. First of all, you're on this conveyor belt with spikes at the end of it, and then all these little things drop down on you. And he's only hittable at certain points, so all of those things combined make it for a fairly difficult fight. But what you want to do is pretty much wait till he comes down like that and start shooting missiles at you. That's your time to strike. Trying to hit him as he comes down will usually result in you bouncing off of him or sometimes taking damage, because as he's coming down, he's actually not hittable. See? He's only hittable when he's on the ground for some reason. And it's a good idea to save some rings down there for if you ever run out, because if you go down there and collect them all right away, you're going to be hurting. Well, I can blame Dr. Robotnik for being pretty pissed off, because we did kind of just run into his laboratory here. Oh well, he's almost defeated. Now his missile attack isn't usually that effective, because 9 times out of 10 you're pretty much hanging up here at the top. Once again, we are invincible after his death. So, there's a nice little glitch for you. Anyway, that's going to be it for Gene Gadget Zone. I'll see you guys next time for Panic Puppets. Later.